Hey there, everybody. This is Tamika, and I am going live for the first time on my YouTube channel. And the reason I am doing this is it is important for me to get the scaries out when it comes to going live, right? And I made a promise to my mentor that I would go live and get this out of the way just so that I am not always scared when I'm going live. So I say all that to say I am here because I have something to talk about. I had lost 120 pounds in 2020 during the pandemic. However, I did not chronicle how I lost the weight because all of us were in lockdown and I didn't have the opportunity, right, to share that information with you. I didn't have the opportunity to talk about how scared I was and how much praying I did. And it just seemed like it came off really easily because it was done when everybody was at home. I had nothing else to do but to take care of my body and make sure that I didn't pass away because that's how scared all of us were in 2020. So I lost 126 pounds. And then over the years, I gained 100 of those 126 pounds back. And starting in October of 2025, I've had enough. I had enough of being constantly fatigued and my body was in constant pain and I was unhappy and I wasn't able to move as much and I wasn't just as exuberant as I needed to be or how I felt on the inside. I wanted to have how I felt about myself and the Lord and life on the inside to translate to my body, and that wasn't happening anymore. So that is why I made the decision to lose the weight. And it wasn't out of someone else wanting me to lose it or me trying to hold on to a person. I did it because I wanted to have this life that God talked about. He talked about, he wanted us to have the abundant life. And if we wanted the abundant life and having life to the full, the only way to do that is to partner with Him and ask Him to help you or help me. God, help me do that. Help me have that abundant life because I wasn't experiencing that. And I believe that because Christ died for us to have that abundant life and for us to operate in freedom, that is important. Excuse me, need to get some lotion. That it's important for us to go ahead and do that, to do what it takes to feel comfortable in your own skin, to do what it takes to lose the weight if that's what you want to do. You know, do what it takes. And back in the day, I had some people, some boyfriends talk to me and say, "Hey, Tamika, the only thing wrong with you is something that you can change. It's something that you have control over." And I didn't really realize too much that I needed to care enough about myself at that time to make those decisions, to have made the decisions to lose the weight. And I didn't. And I regret it. I regret not being mature enough or not loving myself at the time enough to, in fact, lose the weight. Losing weight is so important. If you're comfortable being the weight that you are, it's completely fine. But if you find yourself with high blood pressure, if you might be depressed, or if you aren't moving around the way you want to, if you don't have the life that you want, and you feel as if being overweight is a hindrance, it's not the the thing to be celebrated, then maybe it is time to reconsider some of the choices that you're making. And just like I had to make a choice in 2020 that I either going down the same road I was going down, or I would just stop. Like I had to do a complete stop, a complete 180, because I was afraid that with the core morbidities that I had, I was overweight. I didn't have high blood pressure at the time, and I didn't have prediabetes at the time. I just was really inching towards just not being healthy. I couldn't walk for very long. At that time, I wasn't walking with a cane. But I remember in 2019 when I decided that I was going to go see a Jill Scott concert, which was fabulous. Had a great time. And I went with my girls and my mom and had to be pushed in a wheelchair. And it wasn't a very long walk. But for me, the walk was so long that I had to have my mom, who was in her 60s at the time, push me in a wheelchair. And I was so embarrassed and so just so completely hurt that I had put myself in that situation, that I was a miserable person going to that concert. And I did not think at all how my mother was feeling, because she had to push a person with this much mass on her body. And she just did it because she loved me. And later on, I realized as I asked some questions that it was hard for her. She was 60 something. I don't want to put that, put my mom through that again. I don't want her to have to push me in a wheelchair, and I had to make a decision. So 2020 came around and Kobe Bryant had passed away in January, and it made me a little bit more aware of my mortality. You know, when someone who is as on the top of his game and young and rich, and someone that I shared a birthday with, we were 2 years apart. When something like that happens, it's time, at least it made me pause and really think I need to make some different choices. I need to make some changes in my life. And the only change that I could make was what I put in my mouth. And so then I was on a journey to lose weight. And from the end of January 2020 to May of 2020, I had lost 126 pounds. I was probably 354 at my smallest. And I mean, you might not be able to look at me and tell that I can carry a lot of weight. I was 480 pounds at my highest in 2020, and I'd lost 126 pounds, gained 100 pounds back over the last several years, and in October made a decision to stop the madness and start the process of losing weight again. And it's not easy. It's not an easy thing. It's a worth it thing. I had to love this body that God gave me enough to not be ruled by my sweet tooth, or not be ruled by, if I was feeling a certain kind of way, which I'm always feeling a certain kind of way, to not eat my feelings. So therapy was involved, and talking to the Lord, and prayer, and sometimes crying, and pressure. Pressure came from a job that I loved, and things were changing, and I had to really start considering why I was doing the things that I was doing. So I started looking at what I call the bugs in my life, and I call those belief. So bugs, belief under goals, sabotage, the areas that I was sabotaging myself, why I felt like I couldn't move forward, why I didn't keep the weight off, the excuses that I was making. And I started writing down the areas that I was stuck in, and how God had helped me overcome those areas. And because of the discomfort that I was experiencing in work and with a coworker, and I needed to make some changes. I needed to finally get the word out there, the things that I had done to lose the weight originally and what I was doing to start the weight loss process again. And I wrote a book called The Waiting Challenge. And The Waiting Challenge is a book where it helps diagnose the reasons why we carry the weight that we carry. The weight could be physical weight, it could be waiting on the Lord to change a situation that you're in, or it could be waiting through the expectations of other people, and they're not necessarily the expectations that you put on yourself. You know, weight can be put on us by so many other things that are even outside of us, but we choose food or choose other ways to soothe ourselves. And so, through this process of losing the weight again, it is imperative for me to remember what my belief under goals sabotage are. What are the belief systems that I'm believing? What are the lies that I'm believing? What are the things that I've agreed with? What are the areas of my life that are just stuck? And how can I get unstuck? And so the purpose is to help you and me move forward at the same time. I am here because I lost 126 pounds, gained 100 back, and now I'm 62 pounds down from that 100-pound weight gain. And I have, let me do the math here, 38 pounds more to get to the place where I would have, fully lost that 100 pounds that I initially regained, which is going to be amazing. I'm really excited about it. But I don't want to say that it's as easy as it was. The weight loss is not as easy as it was when I lost it in 2020. It's worth it. It's possible. I feel better. I look better. However, losing weight is not easy because it's not just about the physical weight. It's about the things that are inside of our mind keep us from moving forward. It's about our mindset. It's about the things that we eat, physically eat. It's the things that we listen to in our mind. It's the items that we read. It's the content that we consume. All of it makes a real huge difference. And I want to have conversations to help us move forward from where we are, our life in transition, and moving forward to the places where God has called us to be. And it's going to look like something different for each of us. What it looks like for me may not be the same. Obviously, it won't because we're different people, right? But what it looks like for me will not look the same for you. And the question is, have you started to ask yourself these questions? Where do you want to be in a month from now, 5 months from now, 1 year from now, 5 years from now? Where do you want to be? Do you see yourself being able to lose the weight? Do you see yourself being able to overcome the you being stuck in some area of your life? Do you see yourself changing careers? Do you see yourself having a relationship? Do you see yourself having a business? Do you see yourself going to school? Can you see beyond where you are right now? Like, you might be carrying a lot of physical weight, but it's beyond the weight. It's beyond the physical weight. Can you see beyond what's holding you back? I hope you can. I hope that this encourages you. There is a road past where you are. There is the opportunity for you to change your life. You can be on your road from where you are right now to a completely changed life. It starts with a decision. Do you want to stay weighted down, or do you want to take the waiting challenge and move beyond the wait and go towards the gate to freedom. The choice is up to you. I hope that you make that choice. And if you would like an opportunity to diagnose some of those bugs that I talked about, your belief under goals sabotage, what are you doing right now to help you move forward? Or what are you doing to help you completely and derail your life? I know what I've done, and I will share some of those things because it kept me bound for almost 50 years. It is time to stop waiting. The wait is over. The book is at www.thewaiting, WEIGHTING challenge.com. It's sold on Amazon, and I know it'll help you out. And I look forward to talking to you more. God bless you. I love you. Till later.